Good morning and welcome to Seaport Streams, brought to you by your Port of San Diego. We've got some excitement in store for you today. We have story time with me, Tim Kern, and then after that we're going to turn it over to EcoArt, where we are going to make a funky fish with things you're going to find around your house. Now today I'm dressed as Thing 1 because we're going to be reading some Dr. Seussian stories. So stay tuned. Our first story today is going to be, Oh, the Places You'll Go. Now today's story time and EcoArts is brought to you by the great people at Kalaloha, where luxury products are made from eco-friendly bamboo. So sit back, this is our first story. It is going to be, Oh, the Places You'll Go. And it's a very special book for me, and I'll tell you why. Because it was actually given to me by Audrey Geisel. Who's Audrey Geisel? That is Mrs. Seuss. Yes, Mrs. Dr. Seuss gave me this book, so I'm really excited to share it with you. Possibly my favorite Dr. Seuss book of all time, but I don't like being painted into a corner. So let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, the Places You'll Go. Oh, the Places You Go by Dr. Seuss, that's Seuss. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. And there you are. I'm sure all of you have a yellow onesie. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your way and you know what you know, and you are the guy who'll decide where to go. And there you are, just marching off into the city. I like your courage, I like the cut of your jib. You'll look up and down streets, look 'em over with care. About some you will say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down not so good streets. And you may not find any you want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. And there you are. And that is a cool little creature. It's opener there in the wide open air. And there you are, marching. Out there things can happen and frequently do to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along, you'll start happening too. Looks like some elephants holding a type of tent there. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll be on your way up, you'll be seeing great sights, you'll join the high flyers and soar to high heights. And you are in a hot air balloon, it looks like. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. And there you are, out in front, leading the way. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say so, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You can get all hung up in a prickly perch, and your gang will fly on. You'll be left in a lurch, and there your balloon hit a little snag. You'll come down from the lurch with an unpleasant bump, and the chances are then that you'll be in a slump. And when you're in a slump, you're not in for much fun. Unslumping yourself is not easily done. Has that ever happened to you? You ever gotten kind of down? It's kind of hard to get out of that. Let's read on. You will come to a place where the streets are not marked. Some windows are lighted, but mostly they're dark. A place you can sprain both your elbow and chin. Do you dare to stay out? Do you dare to go in? How much can you lose? How much can you win? And if you go in, should you turn left or right and 3/4, or maybe not quite, or go around back and streak in from behind? Simple or not, I'm afraid you will find. Simple it's not, I'm afraid you will find. For a mind maker upper to make up his mind. Which way to go? Right, left? You can get so confused that you'll start into race down long wiggled roads at a breaknecking pace and grind on for miles across weirdish wild space, heading, I fear, towards a most useless place, the waiting place. For people just waiting for a train to go, or a bus to come, or a plane to go, or the mail to come, or the rain to go, or the phone to ring, or the snow to snow, or waiting around for a yes or a no, or waiting for their hair to grow. Everyone is just waiting for the fish to bite, or waiting for wind to fly a kite, or waiting around for Friday night, or waiting perhaps for their Uncle Jake, or a pot to boil, or a better break, or a string of pearls, or a pair of pants, or a wig with curls, or another chance. Everyone is just waiting. And sometimes when we wait, time passes on. No, that's not for you. Somehow you'll escape all that waiting and staying. You'll find the bright places where boom bands are playing. There are the boom bands. With banner flip flapping, once more you'll ride high, ready for anything under the sky. Ready because you're that kind of guy. Back on your feet, you're out and going. Oh, the places you'll go, there is fun to be done. There are points to be scored, there are games to be won, and the magical things you can do with that ball will make you the winningest winner of all. Fame! You'll be famous as famous can be, with the whole wide world watching you on TV. Except when you don't, because sometimes they won't. I'm afraid that sometimes you'll play lonely games too, games you can't win, because you're playing against you. Sometimes we have to keep ourselves entertained. All alone, whether you like it or not, alone will be something you'll be quite a lot. And when you're alone, there's a very good chance you'll meet things that scare you right out of your pants. There are some down the road between hither and yon that can scare you so much you won't want to go on. But on you will go, though the weather be foul. On you will go, though your enemies prowl. On you will go, though the hack and cracks howl. Onward and up a frightening creek, though your arms may get sore and your sneakers may leak. Those are the hack and cracks. They're pretty cool. On and on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far and face up to your problems, whatever they are. Yes, we can only be brave when we're really a little scared. You'll be mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with some strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact. And remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft. And never mix up your right foot with your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98 and 4% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So, be your name Buxbaum or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai Ollie Van Allen O'Shea, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. So get on your way. And there you are, determined. It might be tough, but if you persevere, if you strive, you can do it. You can make anything happen. And this is possibly my favorite book by Dr. Seuss. We're going to have one more book. That was thing 1. Tune in just a second, and I'll be thing 2. All right, hold on. Well, I'm back as thing 2, and it's time for our second story today. This story is Yertle the Turtle, another one of my favorite Dr. Seuss stories. On the faraway island of Salamasond, Yertle the Turtle was king of the pond. A nice little pond. It was clean. It was neat. The water was warm. There was plenty to eat. The turtles had everything turtles might need, and they were all happy. Quite happy indeed. And there are some happy turtles. They were until Yertle, the king of them all, decided the kingdom he ruled was too small. I'm a ruler, said Yertle, of all that I see, but I do not see enough. That's the trouble with me. With this stone for a throne, I look down on my pond, but I cannot look down on the places beyond. This throne that I sit on is too low down. It ought to be higher, he said with a frown. If I could sit high, how much greater I'd be. What a king I'd be, ruler of all I could see. And there's Yertle. Doesn't look very happy right now. So Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand, and Yertle the Turtle King gave a command. He ordered 9 turtles to swim to his stone. And using these turtles, he built a new throne. He made each turtle stand on another one's back. And he piled them all up in a 9-turtle stack. And then Yertle climbed up and he sat down on the pile. What a wonderful view he could see near a mile. And there you see all the turtles stacked up and Yertle on top. All mine, Yertle cried. Oh, the things I now rule. I'm king of a cow and I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house. And what's more beyond that, I'm king of a blueberry bush and a cat. I'm Yertle the Turtle, oh marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see. And there he is. I see a cat and a mule. And all through that morning he sat there up high, saying over and over, a great king am I, until long about noon when he heard a faint sigh. What's that? Snapped the king. And he looked down the stack and he saw at the bottom a turtle named Mac, just a part of his throne. And this plain little turtle looked up and he said, beg your pardon, King Yertle. I've pains in my back and my shoulders and knees. How long must we stand here, your majesty, please? And there's Yertle looking up at there's Mac looking up at King Yertle. Silence! The king of the turtles barked back. I'm king and you're only a turtle named Mac. You stay in your place while I sit here and rule. I'm king of a cow and I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house and a bush and a cat. But that isn't all. I'll do better than that. My throne shall be higher, his royal voice thundered. So pile up more turtles. I'll need about 200. And there he is, barking down. More turtles, he bellowed and brayed, and the turtles way down in the pond were afraid. They trembled, they shook, but they came, they obeyed. From all over the pond they came swimming by dozens, whole families of turtles with uncles and cousins, and all of them stepped on the head of poor Mac. One after another, they climbed up the stack. You can see all the turtles coming. Then Yertle the turtle was perched up so high he could see 40 miles from his throne in the sky. Hooray! Shouted Yertle. I'm king of the trees. I'm king of the birds, and I'm king of the bees. I'm king of the butterflies, king of the air. Ah me, what a throne, what a wonderful chair. Oh, I'm Yertle the turtle, oh marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see. You can see little bees and butterflies and all those turtles stacked up high. Then again from below in the green heavy stack came a groan from that plain little turtle named Mac. Your Majesty, please, I don't like to complain, but down here below we are feeling great pain. I know up on top you are seeing great sights, but down at the bottom we too should have rights. We turtles can't stand it, our shells will all crack. Besides, we need food, we are starving, groaned Mac. And there they are, stacked up high, poor little Mac. You hush up your mouth, howled the mighty King Yertle. You've no right to talk to the world's highest turtle. I rule from the clouds, over land, over sea. There's nothing, no, nothing that's higher than me. And there he is, talking down to Mac and the other turtles. But while he was shouting, he saw with surprise that the moon of the evening had started to rise up over his head in the darkening skies. What's that? Snorted Yertle. Say, what is that thing that dares to be higher than Yertle the king? I shall not allow it. I'll go higher still. I'll build my throne higher. I can and I will. I'll call some more turtles. I'll stack them to heaven. I'll need about 5,607. And there's the moon. But as Yertle the turtle lifted his hand and started to order and give the command, that plain little turtle below in the stack decided he'd taken enough. That plain little turtle whose name was just Mac decided he'd taken enough, and he had. And that plain little lad got a little bit mad. And that plain little Mac did a plain little thing. He burped. And the burp shook the throne of the king. And there's little Mac. And Yertle the turtle, the king of the trees, the king of the air and the birds and the bees, the king of the house and a cow and a mule, well, that was the end of the turtle king's rule. For Yertle the king of all Salamasond fell off his high throne and fell plunk in the pond. And there he is, falling into the pond. And today the great Yertle, that marvelous he, is king of the mud. That is all that he can see. And the turtles, of course, all the turtles are free, as turtles and maybe all creatures should be. And there they are, the happy turtles. All right, well, I really hope you enjoyed the story time. Coming up right now is going to be EcoArts. So stick around, we're about to make a funky fish from things that you will find around the house. So stay here for EcoArts. It's time to build a funky fish, and we'll see you when you're all done. Bye for now.
Hi everyone, I'm Miss Rachel from Parachute Studio, and I have a really fun activity I want to share with you today. Today, we are going to be making funky fish.
Funky fish.
You ready to make some art? Let's do this.
To make our fish look extra funky, we're going to be repurposing materials that we find around our house. Repurposing means to use something in a new way. In this case, we'll take things that we might usually throw in the trash and turn them into art.
A lot of the things that we throw away actually end up in our oceans and can end up in the bellies of sea creatures.
No!
So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking things like cardboard, paper,
Plastic.
junk mail, and other things like maybe yarn, buttons, other things that you find around your house that nobody's really using and that people are ready to throw away. If you find colorful things, even better, because that will make our fish even funkier. And maybe some paints or markers, crayons, pencils, some other art supplies that you have around your house. You'll need those too, because you'll need to be able to draw your fish first. So go grab your supplies and let's get started.
So now that you've got your funky art supplies, put them to the side so we can create the outline of your fish. I'm going to use cardboard, but you can easily use a piece of paper, plastic, or any other fun material that you find.
First, I need to draw the fish's face. So I'm going to take my blue marker because it doesn't really matter what color you use as long as it's dark enough to see. And I'm going to make a line coming down like this, and then to the fish's lips right here, and another line down where the fins are going to come down. And don't worry, we'll cut this out afterwards. Next, we'll finish our fins off like this, and one big fin for the back. You might want to define your fins a little bit. This is just so you know where your fins are. You might actually cover it up at the end. And a fin in the middle, and your fishy's eye. And now you have the outline of your fish. Next thing you need to do is cut your fish out. So now that you've cut out your fish, the really fun part can begin. Now, you can also use a piece of paper like I did here if you don't have cardboard. That's totally fine. You can also use something like this that you find around the house, or even an old jar to make your fish. You'll just need a Sharpie so you can draw on it. Now we're going to make fun patterns on our fish.
Patterns are designs that repeat themselves over and over again. You can make patterns out of lines, zigzags, circles, dots, triangles, or any other shape you can imagine. Just draw the shape, then draw it over and over again. The idea for a funky fish is that we cover the whole thing in colorful patterns. I'm using oil pastels, but you can use crayons, markers, or paints to make the colorful background for your funky fish.
So now that our fish is covered in funky, cool patterns, let's get started on decorating. So I'm going to take this old can. Remember, we're using repurposed materials here. So I'm going to take this part of the can. I'm probably going to stick it on his fin. And I'm going to look for other things that I have. here I found some tin foil that was going to go to waste. I'm going to use this tin foil to kind of define his fin. So I'm going to crumple it into a long line, and I'm actually going to take more here and continue going around and making this tin foil into a long skinny line so I can make it squiggly for his fin. Here we go. Put these together. And then I'm going to glue this on for his fin. Now, you can use regular glue like Elmer's, or you can use a hot glue gun if you have help from an adult.
This is the part where you just have fun decorating your fish with all kinds of funky materials. I used a plastic rice bag to cut small oval shapes to look like scales. As you will see, I also used a bottle cap for my fish's eyeball. Then I took some junk mail and cut out the colorful parts to add to my fish's fins. What I love about funky fish is that each one is different, so yours is not going to look like mine. Post a photo when you're done so that I can see how cool and unique your funky fish turns out. Once you've added all your repurposed materials, imagine your fish swimming in a vibrant, colorful ocean, free and clear from human trash. And then hang your fish on your wall, or keep it around as a reminder that instead of throwing things away, we can often repurpose them into something unique and beautiful. Well, that was fun. Thank you all so much for making these funky fish with me. I hope you had as much fun as I did. And remember, repurpose materials wherever you can. Recycle your trash so that it doesn't end up in our beautiful oceans. We want to protect all the sea creatures that we can. And until next time, stay funky.
Well, welcome back. How'd the funky fish turn out? Hold them up so I can see them. Ooh, that's a good one. Very nice use of colors. I like what you've done. A big thanks to EcoArt for that fun project and workshop. And a big thank you to Cariloha. That's CARILOHA.com. Check them out for luxury items made in an eco-friendly way with bamboo. Join us here every Friday for story time and something fun. This is Tim Kern saying goodbye. Have a great rest of the week and a great weekend. Be good to each other. And remember, you never know when you're going to meet your best friend, so meet people every day. Bye!